If your task list seems endless, you're constantly busy but still feel behind, or if you've tried task apps and quit after 2 weeks, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up Apple Reminders as a simple, realistic task system, whether you're an everyday user or a creator. So your task should stop overwhelming you and you can actually get them done on time. Most people don't fail at task management. They fail because their system is doing too much. And oftentimes they're using reminders the wrong way. They're either using it for goals, projects, or long term plans. That's why your task list feels stressful instead of helpful. One of the things that I have seen time and time again is that users are overcomplicating Apple reminders before they even start. So I do the opposite. I actually keep this very intentionally boring because when your task manager is boring, your brain actually stays calm. I don't want my system to be exciting or over designed. I want it to be reliable. Okay, so we are going to switch over into the iPad and we're going to open up our Apple reminders. Yeah, you're going to see your today schedule assigned. Now, by default, if you're opening reminders for the very first time, yours might look a bit different, but I have customized it to the way I want to see it. So if I tap on the three dots to the top right here, it's going to ask me two options, if I can edit the list or I can use templates. If I go to edit list, I can turn off and turn on what I want to see. So by default, yours might be looking something like this. But again, I want to be very intentional of how I actually lay out Apple reminders. And so in this way, I just take off the all. I want to see what is due today, what is scheduled, and what is assigned to me because I do have collaborations with other users. So I'm going to take off all flagged and complete. I'm going to hit that check mark. So I'm able to keep the main thing the main thing. Next thing is to create individual lists based on the type of work I've done. Now, use case is that you can create a list for personal, you can create a list for content, you can create a list for business or work. It depends on how you actually work on a daily basis. Right. So the first thing we want to do, we want to actually create the list. So to the top right, I'm going to head to this create list button. So I'm going to choose iCloud because I want to have everything sync across devices. I can choose my list name or I can actually choose from my templates because I've created those two templates there. For the purpose of this exercise, I'm just going to choose new list and I'm going to call this Max my day out 26 because I already have one already. I'm going to change up the color and I'm also going to I'm going to go in here and I'm going to choose that. So you can actually choose, if you don't see one that you want to use here, you can simply tap on the smiley face and you can have the other emojis. So I'm going to use that and I'm going to hit on done. So once that actually comes in, now I have this blank canvas and now I'm able to design what it is I actually want to see. I need to have a few columns where I'm able to easily identify tasks that are non-negotiables. Those are my top 3 priorities of the day. Then I'll need to have my content priorities, admin, as well as life. Hit on the plus sign here. The plus sign allows me to actually add a section, and that section is going to be my top 3 priorities. And then I'm going to add another section. I'm going to call this my content priorities. I'm going to tap again, add another section. I'm going to call this admin tasks. And then I want to have another section, upcoming tasks. So if a task is not due this week or today, I can literally put it inside of my upcoming task column. This layout that we have here is more suitable for the phone. So I would use this layout in my phone, but because I'm using my iPad or if I'm using my MacBook, I should be able to see it more in a Kanban view or a columns view. So I'm going to hit on the three dots to the top right. And then it gives me the option to manage my sections. I can edit the sections or add a new sections. But also to the top here, it shows that I can view as columns. If I tap on view as columns, notice it actually comes in here. So this is the view that I'm looking for. Now, this view, it works for me because I'm able to see the entire thing. I don't want to read down, but I want to read across. And it also helps me with the iPad where I can drag from one column into the other. Tags let the system organize for you. So to the bottom right in this section here, notice we have the tag section. And when you start creating your different tasks inside of your system in Apple Reminders, you can easily find your tasks based on a tag. Now, the tag is the actual feature that allows you to organize your tasks and your reminders most effectively. So let's go ahead and add a few tasks. Right now, I have content and YouTube. But inside the Max My Day Out list, I want to create a task for admin. I want to create a task for personal. And I also want to create a task for business. All right. So what I'm going to do to make it easier, I'm going to go into admin tasks. So I may have a task to say clean up my business inbox. All right. I'm going to hit on the I, and then I can put in the date and time, the urgency, which is getting that alarm on my iPhone. I can also maybe change out the organization from the list, the column. I can also add subtasks and so forth. So this is adding additional details to that task. In this case, I'm going to hit on tags and notice the two tags are appearing there. So whatever you have, whatever tag you would have created is going to appear to the top. You can just select it. So I'm going to tap on add new tab and I'm going to choose admin. All right, and then I'm going to tap on done and notice admin comes up just underneath that particular task. And if you notice to the bottom right, if I tap on admin, it will show me all the reminders that has the tag admin. All right, if I take it off, it's not going to show me anything and I can always go back to that list. All right, so that's a way of organizing your tasks, but it also works as an easy organizational feature for you to find your different tasks that are categorized. All right. Let's say, for example, I have another task, maybe is to submit um, documents to state. Let's say that, for example, I can choose another tag and I can say this is my actual business. Right, this pertains to my business. So I notice admin and business is there. And then let's say there is something outside of my business or content, then I can create another tag for personal. Just think about the things that you do daily, whether it's relates to admin, business, content, you can create those tags accordingly. I don't organize tasks manually. I let tags do the work. Once a task is tagged, it automatically shows up where it needs to. Now, when it comes to creating smart lists, this is one of the most effective ways in which your lists and your tasks can actually be organized without you having to lift a finger. So you can create task lists based on tags as well as different filter features. I want to create a smart list that shows me my content tasks and also what is my admin task. So I'm going to show you how I'm able to create this using those two tags that we have created earlier. So I am going to hit on the plus sign to the top left to create a new task. And then I'm going to change the list type from standard to smart list. And then I'm going to put in content tasks. And then I'm going to choose to edit the filters to the bottom. So you can edit your filters based on tags, date, location, and so forth, or a specific list. So in this case, I'm going to choose tags, and then I'm going to say any selected tags, and then I'm going to choose content. Then I'm going to tap on OK. And then I'm going to hit on done to create. So this is how the actual smart list comes up. When you see that little system wheel appearing there, it is going to actually show you or indicate to you that that's a smart list. The other one I want to create, just to give a more context and example, I am going to create admin tasks. And then I'm going to do 2 filters in this. I'm going to say, yes, I want to have a selected task, which is admin, but I also want to choose the time. And the time would be anytime. And then I'm going to hit on done and done again. And so I have my 2 tasks list. So if I go into max my day out 26 and I go into content priorities and I say record content on reminders, right? And then I hit on the I'm going to say, okay, this is going to do on, let's say, the 20th of February, and the time I want to record, because I'm usually record early in the morning, I'm going to record it in 6 a.m. And then I'm going to choose a tag. Let me see, this is going to be a content option, right? And then that's about it. I'm going to hit on done. So notice my content priority for the 20th is to actually record a piece of content. But notice on the left-hand side on the content task, you see one appearing there because I chose that specific task with the tag content. All right. So when I go in here, I'm seeing that there. So I would know what are my content priorities. The same thing if I were to do the admin task, I'm going to go into admin and I would say draft proposal. I'm going to hit on the I'm going to choose that is due on the 16th, maybe at 9 a.m. And it is going to be admin, right? And tap on done. Notice that is showing up there as admin, but also in the admin section to the left, notice that is going in because that is a task for in the morning. Now, if I want to change it from morning, I can tap on hold, go to show smart list info. I can go back in here and change the time from morning to any. So anytime during the day, I'll select OK, tap, and whether it's morning, noon, or night, that particular task will be categorized inside of that smart list. Smart lists are filters, not more work. They show you what already exists without duplicating anything. This is how reminder stays light instead of heavy. Now, if a task doesn't require a specific date and time, don't schedule it. Your calendar actually shows and protect the reality of your time. Reminders show action and the reality of what needs to get completed. When a task does require real time, that's when it earns a spot on my calendar. This is how I'm able to stay on top of planning and why nothing feels overbooked or I feel overworked. Once I have assigned dates and time to my tasks inside of reminders, it will actually show up in Apple Calendar. And so if I go over into my calendar, let's go by week. All right. So notice those 2 tasks that we have designed, it's going to actually appear here. So you're going to see the draft proposal, and it's also going to show me the date, the time, and which list it came from. And also the same thing goes for the task on Friday. Now, if it's a case where I am doing planning and I'm trying to see pockets of time inside of my calendar, and there's a task that requires my immediate attention, and I have not assigned a date and time to it, there is another way I can do it where I can literally drag that task into calendar. but it's going to come out of the reminders. So if, for example, I create a sample task, right? I can click and drag it onto here, and notice it's showing that it's going to be added. So this could be a sample task. All right. Notice it's going to give me the date and time from 11:15 to 12:15. Then in this point, I can choose if this is a business task, if it's content planning or whatever it is. I may say it's a content planning. So I'm going to put it in that calendar and I'm going to hit on done. And notice I've scheduled it there. So it still remains in Apple Reminders, but notice it doesn't have a date and time because I drag it out of it. The best use of working with reminders and calendar together to have that handoff is actually putting in the date and time in here. All right. If there's things that I'm planning and remember, oh, this is a priority or this is a piece of task that I need to get done, this is one way I can put it in reminders. But when I'm actually planning out my day or my week, I can drag it from reminders into the calendar. All right. So I can put in a date and time as well. I can say, okay, I'm going to choose the 17th. We did plan for it on 11:15. All right, 11:15 a.m. I'm going to hit on done. But also notice in my calendar, if I go to the day view for the 17th, notice that task is there. The block of time is there, but also the reminder is there as well. So you can literally block off time. So for example, the 20th, I may have to record content. So I know from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. is my time to record. So I can actually create a content block, and I'm going to call this content recording, right? And then I'm going to choose my calendar and say, well, okay, this is a content recording session, and I'm going to hit on done. So I know that between 5:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., that is my block of time to record content, but I also have a task to complete in this way. So in this way, I'm able to manage my tasks and my calendar and be very realistic with regards to how I'm actually completing each task as I go along. If you're a creator, an entrepreneur, or just someone tired of feeling behind on tasks every single day, this is what calm productivity actually looks like. You don't need more apps. You just needed a system that works the same way you work, as well as taking the load off of your brain. If you want my exact productivity workflow and templates that allow me to create without overwhelm and be burnt out, you can get your system inside of the Creator Flow Kit. The link will be in the description. As always, your tech should be working for you and not the other way around. I will see you in the next one.